Hi team, happy Monday. It is Mindset Monday. I figured I'd do a quick Facebook Live here. It is 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Wanted to do this live because I felt inspired and called to create something for you guys that relates to goals. So my question for you is, are you creating a life by design or are you living your life on autopilot? Do you have a clear plan of action on where you're going, and are you using your goals as a GPS that'll guide you on your path to creating the success that you want, whether in life, in business, in career, in health, whatever is relevant to you? So if the answer is yes, awesome. If the answer is no, you're living life by default, you're living on autopilot, you don't have a clear plan, then this is for you. So this is an opportunity for us to connect. So with that being said, I'm excited to share some tips with you and some strategies that will support you in having a clear path of action so that you can create the results that you're here to create, especially that now we're at the end of October, which is the final week of October, and we have 2 more months, guys, before the end of the year. So if you're tuning on here live, say hello, say what's up, so I can acknowledge you and honor you. And when you catch the replay, comment with #Encore. Let me know that you caught the replay and what your biggest takeaway was from this conversation. All right. So let me set the context for you and share visual. So imagine what it would be like for you to be in a space where you're very clear on your goals, you're very clear on a plan, and you are using that as a catalyst and a GPS for you to create what is important for you, what you want to create. Again, it could be in a relationship, it can be business, it can be health, it can be whatever. I was gonna say finance, it could be in any area. Okay, so what is that for you? All right. So there's a quote that says, "A goal with no plan is just a wish." I'm going to say that again. A goal with no plan is just a wish. It's an anonymous quote. So if you have a goal, but you don't have a plan for it, you have a wish. You're not executing. And if you don't have a goal, that's even worse, because if you don't have a goal, then what are you aiming for? What are you shooting for? What are you targeting? And it's important to have a goal with the intention of achieving and exceeding the goal, not with the intention of beating yourself up for not hitting your goal. You hear what I'm saying? So the intention of a goal is for you to grow and expand as a person, to be who you get to be, the better, best version of you in terms of creating the goal versus not having a goal. Because if you don't have a goal, life is going to life you and you're not going to create anything. And that's not really why you're here. That's not why you're tuning in. And that's not what you're here to create. I am very clear about that. So if you're tuning up here, it means that you're committed. You want to create results, and you are committed to creating the results that are very important to you. So with that being said, another way you can look at this is, what is a win? What is a win that you want to create between now and the end of the year, or now and the end of this quarter, which is Q4? What would be a win for you? What would be a massive win? Pick 1 to 3 specific goals. 1 to 3 specific goals. I was talking to several clients today between one-on-one and groups, and something I noticed in common is the ones who were crushing it are very clear on their goals. They're taking daily action on their goals. And the ones where they're all over the place, they're not clear on their goals. Like, they had a goal, but then they backtracked and they doubted themselves and they're not executing. So that's not you, because you're tuning in here. So I'm here to support you because I want you to crush it. My vision for you is to crush it. So think of goals, guys, 2 parts. So there's a macro goal and there's a micro goal. A macro goal is a big vision, a bigger vision, right? A bigger picture of what you're here to create. And the micro goals are the goals that you would take, or the steps you would take, simple actions that you take for you to achieve the bigger goal, which is the macro goal. So I'll give you an example. For example, I was talking to a client, and she was talking about releasing 10 pounds as one of her goals between now and the end of the year. So the plan, that's a macro goal. That's a big goal, right? So the plan for her to be on track is, if we have 10 weeks between this week and the end of the year, surprisingly enough, so I'm sharing this with you for a reason. We have 10 more weeks between now and the end of the year, 10 more weeks. So if she were to release a pound a week, every week for the next 10 weeks, that would be 10 pounds. So she would hit her goal, right? So then that is a micro goal. We're breaking it up. Also, in that there are additional micro goals, because it takes something for you to achieve that goal. I'm using health as an example, but it could be anything. It could be business. Like if you have a revenue target, a revenue goal, it could be a career. Maybe you want to reinvent yourself to a new career, right? So there are different things you can look at. So even within that goal, there's something specific, like, okay, like for someone to hit their target, they get to be on point with nutrition, they get to be on point with hydration. I'm talking about the health goal, right? So on point with nutrition, on point with hydration, on point with their exercise, right? We all know this, but what the breakdown is, people don't execute. You know what I'm saying? They don't follow through. They're not consistent. And it's not because you are lazy. I don't think you're lazy. It's just because some people lack discipline, and some people are in a story of, the excuses versus focusing on execution. And a lot of people in my experience also, guys, like for you to create a result, it takes massive, massive courage. I'm going to say that again. It takes massive courage for you to create a result and to hit your goals. It really does, because you're putting yourself out there. You're creating something that you would have not created anyway. So why repeat the past and focus on creating what is important for you? So one thing I say to my clients, and I'm going to coach you into this as well, is that you want to create a quick win. What does that look like? What is a quick win for you? What is something that you can celebrate right away, that you can create right away, that doesn't take a lot of time, or it's just not too many steps? Something that you'd be like, okay, like maybe it could be an organization thing. You're organizing a place in your office or your home, something that's a quick win. Could be one connection, could be 5 connections. Well, what does that look like for you, right? So a quick win. What is a quick win that you can create for you that will move the needle forward towards you achieving that goal? Now, when you focus on doing many, like several little wins throughout the day, then it creates a massive win. Over time, it creates a massive catapulted result. That's what happens, right? So you want to create your wins quickly and frequently. Create those wins. You also want to tighten up any loose ends. So follow through, like make a list of the things that you've not followed through on that would require you to tighten up some loose ends and be rigorous, and ask yourself, how can you create quick wins with those, right? So it could be following up with a potential client, as an example. It could be following up on a potential partnership. It could be so many different things. It could be maybe meal planning or meal prepping, or actually doing it, going and prepping your food. Like, I don't know what that looks like for you. So what are some things that you can create that are closest to you right now, super close, that you can create a massive win from? Because the more you have wins, the better you will be energetically. The more you have wins, you will be excited, you will be inspired, because you're creating momentum. Little wins over time create massive momentum, okay? So what are these for you? So I'm going to wrap this up, guys, because I know I just was doing this impromptu. Oh, one final thing before I wrap this up is, you want to be open to all possibilities. So be open to all possibilities. To be open to possibilities, you want to be in a conversation. Something we learned in improv as a performer is you want to be in a conversation of yes and. Yes and. So an opportunity presents itself, something happens, you're saying yes to whatever it is, and you're adding on top of it. You're not resisting it, you're embracing it. So yes and. So what are the yeses that you get to say yes to? There are opportunities that are coming to you from the universe. There are signs to you, and you're like, okay, how can I add to this? How can you add to this? So yes and, yes and, yes and. So what are those for you? All right, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys, and ask you, what are your goals for this quarter? What are your goals for this quarter? If you can comment below, that'd be awesome. I'd love to connect and see what is the number one goal, number one win, number one focus, that if you, or once you hit it this quarter, you're going to be like, oh my God, it was the best quarter of my year, whatever, right? So what is that for you? Okay. And what is something you can create today, that will be a highlight of your day, a highlight. So a quick win that you can celebrate that would make it a highlight for you. What is that for you? So share, comment below. Be sure to tag other people. Be sure to share this with other people who get to hear this message. And if you're looking to create a highlight, you be the highlight. You be the highlight. You create the highlight that you want. You be the highlight that you want. All right? So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much. Again, I'm doing an impromptu Mindset Monday. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Warrior Wednesday. So catch you later. Bye for now.